doing the edit on a lot of this stuff. I already have one video up, so this is part 2. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Not only was the show really crowded the first day and made it impossible to shoot. Second day, there was a lot of stuff we just didn't get to shoot because people had left. There was a lot of the custom knife makers that they were in town and they're like, look, I'm not going to pay for a second day. I think they paid by the day, and they were sold out and there was no sense sitting there. So they did stuff with their families that was in town with them. So yeah, guys, that's about it. I don't know what else to say. If you're listening on headphones, turn down the volume because here comes some music. All right, we're with Seb from, actually, are you with Recon 1?
I'm really with none of them. I'm just helping out.
Just helping out?
Yeah, so I'm representing Carbo Tea at this show.
So we're looking at Carbo Tea, which is basically the same thing as the old Carbo quartz, but different because there's a lot more that you can get around with it. So Seb's going to tell us about it a little bit.
So basically it's the same type of material, layered, and then he's able to use titanium dioxide powder in between the layers to get that iridescence in different colors. He's able to produce a lot more colors than they were before.
So you guys can see there's a lot of, I don't have my reading glasses, so I don't even know if that's in focus, but there's a lot of iridescence and color in that, and they've done some combs in it and stuff. So
yeah, and then so all these are going to be single color versus the comb, which is going to be the tri-color.
That is cool. You know what? That looks like Timascus almost.
Correct. Yeah, or like zircuti.
Yeah, like zircuti. Yeah, that's that's exactly what it looks like. But you were saying that it's not carbon fiber.
Correct.
It's a linen.
Of a linen type material. Really, really fine. I don't even remember the microns right now. Really fine linen material that's stacked on and then baked. And since they use the titanium dioxide, they can get colors that you wouldn't expect. Correct, and you're not limited to the amount of colors in a single piece as well, so you can have 4, 5, 8. You're limited by the amount of layers that you're using per piece.
Nice. And I mean, it is, I would, like when you look at it, you would swear that it's carbon fiber, but it's not, and it doesn't feel like carbon fiber.
Right, it feels like a very stiff tile.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps saying it feels like tile.
Yeah, but what I was saying is like it doesn't feel like when you pick up like micarta, there's a good bit of flex. On micarta this thin, you're gonna get flex. Even this doesn't have that. This is really, really stiff and strong.
It's a strong, stiff material.
I may have to try and make some knives with this as handle material. So, but yeah, I just wanted to stop by because this is some really, like, guys, this stuff is new and it is beautiful and
still
it's
very limited.
So it's still a composite, but I doubt if it's going to be as hard to work with as, like, carbon fiber is hard to work with.
Right, and then I don't know how toxic the debris is either compared to carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber is bad, I do know that. All right, well, thanks, Seb, I appreciate it. So we're with Eugene at Olamic Cutlery. You guys know I love Olamic Cutlery. They have some really nice looking stuff. They have some seriously insanely carved stuff, and you guys know me.
That knife is very rude. I'm sorry if anybody is offended right now.
That is right up my alley, right? It's my YouTube channel, Eugene. They're not going to be offended. They're probably, that's the most politically correct thing that's been said. So, who does the engraving on it, the carving on it?
So his name is Andrei Kolesnikov. On Instagram, you can find him under Knife Master 60. He works exclusively for us after basically being in the knife industry for I think over 30 years and being one of, if not the #1 titanium carver.
Yeah, I was gonna say Elliot talks about him.
Well, in addition to that, I mean, he also designs knives. So
yeah,
the busker, the whippersnapper, are his designs.
Which are knives I love, but can't carry because just the size of my hands. They're just not ones that fit the bill for me.
Definitely can't carry this one, which is also one of his designs. This is the Appetizer. So it's a new model. It's coming out. These are still prototypes. It's a non-locking folder. You know, it'll front flip. You can open it this way. Very tiny. It'll still have a lot of the elements that people know at our knives, a lot of the finishes. Not as many because it's so small, some stuff you literally just can't fit onto it.
You run out of room.
We are going to be able to do non-titanium show sides. This is got a matching Damascus clip, so they'll range from plain to super, super fancy. And then another component is this backspacer. So sadly, I don't have any others to show, but there are about 5 different styles off the backspacer, with like a bottle opener, a carabiner, a plain one, a lanyard loop one, and you'll be able to, get those in addition to the knife.
Like a little bit of a modularity, like you can change things if you have different needs. Oh, that's cool.
Because it's non-locking, it's a fairly simple knife. It's going to be super easy to, fiddle with if you wanted to.
All your knives are always, the finishes on them are always gorgeous. I've never seen one that I'm like, that's a meh finish. They're always great.
Yeah, we're not going to put out a meh finish.
Right? That's kind of what your finishes are kind of. Well, that's one of the things, like that's the finishes on your knives and the way they look. That's a big chunk of the draw. Like you always have something.
At the core of it, though, I mean, if you look at how they function and how they're built, just from a construction standpoint, I mean, there's a lot there too. It starts off there, right? Like the finishing is secondary. Yeah. But all of these are built like a knife should be built.
Yeah, they're great. And you guys know I have mine in my pocket. Eugene and I were just talking about it, and I don't think I ever told you guys, and I had forgot to Eugene's. It's number 5. I have the number 5, the fifth sheep's clip ever made. And you guys know that stays in my pocket a lot. It gets features in a lot of videos, like it ends up being like stunning knives, like five fantastic finishes, 5 unique knives. It always winds up in my Friday 5s pretty regularly.
We appreciate that quite a bit.
Eugene, a lot. When I'm walking around Eugene, I'll come up to a table and Eugene's like, "Yeah, you talk to that guy. It's good free publicity." I hear you tell people that, hey, you want to talk to that guy. So I appreciate it. So, all right, Eugene, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate
Absolutely, anytime.
What are we doing? I've already started filming, so we're going to talk about your knives, Michael. So we are with Michael Bandino Jr. You worked with Ray Laconico. You did the Lancer, the Lancer 2,
Correct.
a couple other knives.
We did a couple collaborations.
Yeah, a couple collaborations. And Michael has some really cool knives. You're doing them in the, I can't ever pronounce it. Terravantium.
Which is a dendritic cobalt.
Dendritic cobalt. I wish I had my reading glasses so I could see if that was in focus. But yeah, these are really cool. I didn't get a chance to talk with Michael up at Blade Show West, but kind of tell me about what's going on, like the knife designs and what's going on with the materials and everything.
So Terrain 365 is my production company. My partner is Patrick Ma, who is Prometheus Design Works. And so the Invictus that we have here is a collaboration between PDW and Terrain 365. We took the Invictus and put our Terravantium dendritic cobalt blade in the knife, which makes it a totally rust-proof and non-magnetic folding knife.
Yeah, so it's another one of those. It's a lot like the Nitnell kind of thing. It's not the same, but it's like in that vein where it's completely non-ferrous, non-rusting, and dude, that is a nice price for that knife. I wish I hadn't looked at the price, Michael. So I've never heard of Terravantium until just recently.
It's dendritic cobalt. David Boy is kind of like the grandfather of dendritic cobalt. He's been making this stuff for over 30 years, and I've known about it ever since I started making knives. And I always thought it was kind of a neat material, but I didn't have the wherewithal to get into it because it's really kind of expensive.
Yeah.
And so about 7 years ago, I kind of figured out a way to get involved with it. And we started out with a fixed blade. We ended up doing 3 fixed blades, and one day I told my partner Patrick, I said, we need to do a folder. He goes, well, let's do the Invictus, PDW's Invictus. We'll put the Terravantium in it.
Yeah.
We'll do a collab. So that's kind of how that went. So the Invictus and our Otter slip joint were our first 2 models. Then we went to an STS, which we don't have any on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to the smaller version of the Invictus, which is our ATC, Invictus Compact. Then we did the Mako, which is my design. And then our latest one out is our Otter detent slip joint.
Oh, I love those.
That's our latest model.
I love those. They're so fidgety. I think you heard me talking with Ray Laconico about how much I like the EWC because you guys had the tables next to you.
Yeah, right.
One of my favorite knives because it's so fidgety.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not damaging. I'm not damaging a lock bar. I'm not damaging a stop pin. It's just something I can do that with.
And then I have my custom knife.
I was gonna say and on top of that, Michael is a master bladesmith, and these.
So that's a collaboration
gorgeous.
I did with Kelly Vermeer. This is a collaboration I did with Kelly Vermeer Vella, who is the only lady to have won Forge and Fire.
Yeah.
So she made the steel, and then she sent the steel down to me, and I made the knife.
That is gorgeous.
I've known Kelly probably for 3 or 4 years now. She took her journeyman tests with me. She lives up in Northern California.
What you guys aren't feeling is that is an incredible action. Like the action on it, it's a liner lock, nice big thumb disc, thumb plate, and the action on it's just nuts. Michael, that is so smooth.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
And then look guys, look at the inlays and stuff on that. I don't have my reading glasses on, so it's out of focus.
Gold inlay, gold lip pearl for the insert.
And it's just beautiful. It's just one of those knives I could never own because I would never. I don't like safe queens, and I know I would never do anything with that except put it in a case. Well, thank you very much, Michael.
Hey, thank you.
And like I said, I will send you a picture of that Lancer I have at my house. It's in for my buddy for sharpening.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
All right, guys, we are with Soso and Nino from Task Knives. So we are going to have a translator. So I came by and I saw these knives at Blade Show West, and I wanted to come back and film, but I ran out of space on my phone to film because there are some really interesting minimalist design knives here that are very attractive. And then you get into some more elaborate knives like this. And what got my attention was the layered handles is what caught my attention. So tell me a little bit about Task Knives. I do understand there's a language barrier, but we'll work through it.
Just like knife lover, he started knife making in end of 2016, so 2017 was his first show in Moscow.
Nice.
CPM 3V, Z-Wear, and German PGK, and like he likes tough steels for war, and trying to get some futuristic style and layers. I like that knives can be functional, universal tools, and I love combined grinding because they add some functionality, different hollow flat grinding convex to make it more choppy, cutting at the same time. Several layers can be changed from copper, titanium, G10, they are all mixed.
So they're talking about the layers of the handles. You can actually customize your handle by adding different layers. Yeah,
those are only titanium. Yeah, I like experimenting with handles, making different holes, different styles all the time. Yeah, making them not just holes but like layers.
Yeah,
Side.
that's so you guys can see it up close. You can see the layers, but the thing is, they're done really well. They transition really well. It's not hotspot. It doesn't hurt your hands, even though it looks like a steep transition. It really isn't. It's fairly.
Not get overheated like you can.
Yeah. Zoom back out. But yeah, these are really nice. And I wanted to ask you the finish.
Yes. It's etching by ferrochloride, several layers of this etching. He has different style of etching because firstly he was making it this way and some people thought that maybe you are hiding your mistakes, and then he started to make this way like incomplete infection style of etching so that people can see the beauty of the knife as well. Like
yeah.
There are lots of angles. Yeah, but he still likes full edge knives.
I like the full etch. It looks nice.
He says that it looks like more finished when it's fully edged. This model got best tactical fixing over in Los Angeles show US and Gathering.
At the gathering?
Yes, intruder, and the smaller size, but the bigger size got the
Oh, that is really comfortable. Yeah, and they're attractive. So they got a unique look. They are still very functional, and they're attractive. I like the customization of the handles, guys. These are nice. So task knife.
This is a new one. It
That's-
looks like broken sword. Somebody actually believes we broke it, but no, it's it's intentional.
I can see that. It looks broken. Yeah, Chris.
I try to do it because his name is Debris, like something broken.
Oh, okay. That's a fairly heavy knife, guys, but the balance on it is really good. The balance is nice. Let me see if I can zoom back out. The balance is nice because it's got enough weight forward that you can feel where that is. Like if you're using it, you can feel where that blade is all the time. So it's really comfortable and functional. You guys know I like a little bit of weight forward of the handle.
This guy is an invader.
Oh yeah.
It's after Norwegian classical knives sales.
Yeah, the Ccks.
It's Invader, and these guys are Invader Links for being smaller size for that.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys can see it real clear. I can't tell if it's in focus, but that's kind of a nightmare grind. You have you have a flat here and a deeper hollow, so you have two different angles on that, and it's, man, that is comfortable. How much are these, guys?
They're like 500 smaller size.
560. These are not expensive. You guys can get into like basically a custom knife for not that expensive. These are guys, look at that. That is nuts.
Its name is Cybercruiser.
Cybercruiser. So do you guys, for online, are you guys on Instagram? Do you have a website?
Yes, you can find us on Instagram, Tas Knives, 1KTAS Knives, and actually there are some dealers in America that have some of our knives as well. If you write us on Instagram, we tell you where you can find them as well.
Okay, there you go, guys.
Big show in Tennessee National this year.
So you guys are going to be at the Tennessee show? Okay, so hopefully someone else films you there. I'm not going to Tennessee, so. All right, guys. So that's once again, that's Tas Knives. You can find them on Instagram. I will try to put a link to it in the video for the Instagram. All right. Thank you. Thank you.